done. This is really very fast. I mean, not even a close call. So slow it down. We're having a lot of people getting hurt because of speeding cases. So your fine is $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $185. 4 points are assessed against your driving privilege. Please go out to the court clerk's window and you can make arrangements there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Drive carefully. Okay, thank you. Net Montano. Good afternoon. The city attorney says he is proposing in your case that we set the matter over so you can get some clarification on insurance. So let me pull up.
Yeah, I'm still negotiating with it.
Okay, well, let me look this up and make some notes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to set this over then to November 17, morning or afternoon. Okay, 1 o'clock. We'll, if you go out to the court clerk's window, we'll have some paperwork for you there in just a moment. Thank you. Kevin Salazar. Sir, good afternoon. In your case, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to improper lane use, that's a 3-point violation. The balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today? And has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just talked about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Oh, he's also asking that you do a level 1 traffic school. Do you understand that? Then as to improper lane use, a 3-point violation, how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty? Okay. Was there an accident here? Was anybody hurt? Okay. Well, you know, anything can happen when we're driving cars, so you have to be careful when you do this. 3 points will be assessed against your driving privilege. So as to the plea bargain, your fine is $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159. Now on your class, I'm imposing $300, but I'm suspending that as long as you take the class and get the paperwork to us, okay? You need to do a 300-word essay on what you learned from the class. And then if you get that all done, that'll take care of it, okay? So let me make a couple notes here. Okay, going out to the court clerk's window and we'll have some paperwork for you there today. Drive carefully. Nicholas Rayleigh.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Gregory McMahon, registration 40864. My client and I appear by WebEx.
Yes,
And Your Honor, we do have a proposed disposition for the Honorable Court.
just a moment. Let me pull that up. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, there is a written disposition whereby your client would be entering a plea of guilty to defective vehicle and no proof of insurance. Did your client now have insurance?
Yes, Your Honor. I did submit to the Honorable Court, and it should be part of the court record. The date of offense was September 3rd. Within 4 days, on September 7th, my client obtained insurance through Progressive, and moreover, he also obtained on that same day, September 7th, SR 22. And I believe under 42.4, 1409, paragraph
Yes.
4, sub A, you have the discretion
That's right.
to reduce the fine, Judge.
Yes. So is your client with you or are you acting on his behalf?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, your attorney is correct that the statute says that the fine for no proof of insurance is $500. If you did have insurance, we're able to get that insurance. I can reduce that. I will do that to the amount of $250. And then on the other portion of the fine, it's a defective vehicle. So on the defective vehicle portion, it's $80. On the no proof of insurance, now having insurance is $250. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 in fuel service charge. It's going to be around $420. My clerk will give you the exact amount. We'll send an email how to take care of that and some time for you to take care of it. Please drive carefully, and thank you, Mr. McMahon. You've done a good job on this case. Thank you.
Your Honor, do we wait to talk to the clerk, or do I just log
No,
off?
you can log off. We'll just send an email that confirms this.
Okay, my client and I will log off. Thank you for your time, Judge.
Thank you. Hey, Carlos Urbina. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case, sir. Okay, sir, the city attorney says in your case, upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle. And let's see, 2-point violation. The balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? What was your understanding before? The following too closely was dismissed? Okay. You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today? And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Okay. Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty? Okay. Well, the city attorney does says you have a good driving record. Was there an accident here?
Yeah.
Is anybody hurt?
No.
Okay, that's the good news. Sir, your fine is going to be $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159. Please drive carefully. Go to the court clerk's window. We'll have some paperwork for you here today. Thank you. Are you ready, Mr. Zarlingo? Which case? Okay. This is Erica Sharp. And sir. Okay, Ms. Sharp, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let's see, the city attorney says that on both of these matters, this is EM 14068 and EM 14549. Your attorney has convinced the city attorney that it's unlikely to be successful in this case. And so the matters are both dismissed. We have your statement. It will be part of the permanent record. Sir, is that correct? Okay. Okay. Well, Ms. Sharp, your attorney has done a fine job here. These matters will be dismissed. You'll get an email from us confirming that.
I'll get an email.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have my email?
Well, I'm not sure
Or
if we do.
my case manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, Your Honor?
Yeah. Your attorney has it and he has provided it to the court. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any way I want them where it's not on my record? Because
They're automatically sealed when we dismiss them now.
thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. And ma'am, you have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you.
Be blessed.
I'll take it.
All right. Hey,
Yes, sir.
I was in court just now. That's why I hung up. Both cases dismissed.
Yeah, you can hang up. Thank you.
Hold on.
Thank you. Okay. Alejandro Quesada Avila. Sir, please come forward to the podium. Just a moment, let me pull up your case. Good afternoon. There we go. The city attorney says that upon a plea of guilty to improper lane use, that is a 3-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You're not represented by counsel today. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea? Have you had enough time to think about this? Anybody promise you anything? Okay. Then as to 3 points, improper lane use, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, anything you want to tell me about this? Well, you're going pretty fast, over 20 miles over the speed limit. You know, we're having a lot of people who are getting hurt because of speeding cases. So you really need to slow it down. Here, your fine, sir, will be $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $185. Sir, please slow down, drive carefully. You can see the court clerks in the hall about making arrangements on that payment. Thank you. Patricia Valderrama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Just a moment. The city attorney says that in your case, upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea today?
No, sir.
Now, you are appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you want to tell me about this?
No, Your Honor, I will. I've been slowing down a lot and making sure that my car is safe and everything is all right.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. You know, as I indicated earlier, we are having a lot of people who are being hurt because of speeding cases, so please slow it down. Here you have the city attorney says you have a very good driving record, so your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133. Ma'am, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please drive carefully.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Aaron Haney. Just a moment. Sir, your name?
Aaron Haney.
Okay, just a moment. Let me take a moment and pull up your case. Sir, in your case, the city attorney understands that you're going to be setting this for trial. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just pull up circumstances here. Okay, November 17 at 2:30?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll send an email to you and you can go to the court clerks. We'll give you a sheet of paper reminding you about that, about what steps you can take if you want to, about who you want to have it here at trial and things like that. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Okay, Gabriela Reyes. Ma'am, your name? Thank you. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Ma'am, the city attorney says in your case, upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Okay. Unsafe lane change. Was there an accident? Anybody hurt? Okay. Well, that's the good news. You just really need to watch out for everything around you. Okay. Well, you know, with those semis, you're going to lose. I know, but with the semis, you're going to lose. So you have to be careful. Okay. $100 fine, yours 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159. Please drive carefully. Okay. Go out to the court clerk's window. We have some paperwork for you today. Robert.
I'm here, sir.
Think he froze.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Maybe I'm in the wrong room there. Okay, is Robert Barnes with us?
I'm here, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I froze, or my computer froze. I was in here talking away, but the computer froze.
No problem.
And Ms. Hutton, are you with Mr. Barnes?
Well, I'm on here, but we're in separate places.
Oh, fair enough. Sir, it's my understanding you'd be entering a plea of guilty to trespass. The remaining charge would be dismissed. The the city attorney asked the court to impose 30 days jail and suspend that same 30 days on condition that you have no further violations of this nature and no contact with Walmart. Is that your understanding?
It is, sir.
You are represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to talk to your attorney prior to entering your plea today?
I have, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, not at all.
Okay. You are appearing electronically by Zoom with some pretty dramatic lighting, I have to admit. That's okay. Do you consent to proceed electronically by Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Then as to trespassing, municipal trespass, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Ms. Hutton?
Yes, sir.
Anything you care to add?
Sure. He's on probation in Jeffco, but he started that after this ticket happened, so it shouldn't affect him in any way.
Great.
And he's got a job as a temporary laborer. He was working at the plastic factory and hopes to go back to that.
Great.
And this ticket was over a year ago, so.
Okay. Well, I will impose the 30 days. I'll suspend all 30. No contact with Walmart, no further violations of this nation for a year. And, it sounds like you're back on track. So get that taken care of. Okay.
Understood, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Hutton.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Hutton.
You're welcome.
You can hang up, sir. I'm just making some notes. We'll send you an email confirming this. Okay. Mark Whitaker. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Sure, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today? And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Okay. Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Is there anything you want to tell me about this? Okay, well, going too fast. We're having a lot of people getting hurt because of speeding cases. Not the fastest I've seen today, but still a pretty good clip. So let's slow it down. Please drive carefully. Sir, your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133. Please go out to the court clerk's window where you can make arrangements on that and drive carefully. Thank you. Alex Gershkowitz.
That's me, Your Honor.
Okay, how do you say your name?
Gershkowitz.
Oh, I was pretty close.
We're on it.
Okay. Sir, the city attorney says in your case that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle headlamps, that's a 1-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
You are appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
Then as to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay, I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. What happened here?
Just car issues.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it at that. There wasn't an accident, was there?
No.
Okay. Your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge,
Okay.
$20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133. Sure, we'll send you an email on how to take care of that. Please drive carefully. I hope you got your car fixed.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Daniela Rosendez Mendiola. Did I get it? Okay. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay. Ma'am, the city attorney says in your case, he's going to dismiss it because you now have insurance, or you had insurance at the time. Is that correct? Okay. So ma'am, I will dismiss this. Go out to the court clerk's window. We'll have some paperwork for you here today. And good for you for having it. Thanks. Okay. Kenneth Posen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Sir, the city attorney says in your case, upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay. Then as to your appearing by Zoom, do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
And as to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Was there an accident here?
Yes.
Was anyone hurt?
No.
Okay, and you had insurance.
Yes.
You want to tell me what happened?
Yeah, I was at a stop sign and in the median, they're beautiful, but there were a ton of big cattails. So it was a blind spot. And I just was going out kind of slow, but the other lady didn't see me, but I had the stop sign and we kind of collided.
Okay. Well, that's the first rule of the road. Don't hit things. But in this instance, your fine is $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159. Sir, and 1 point will be assessed against your driving privilege. We'll send you an email how to take care of that. You'll have some time to do so.
Okay.
Please drive carefully.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. In just a moment, we'll get some paperwork. You can hang up, sir.
All right. Okay, everybody. So Rico, goodbye. motion is you need to.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Jeffrey Barrientos.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay, sir, the city attorney says in case CM 303498 that upon a plea of guilty to the theft charge, the original charge would be dismissed. He's proposing 60 days jail with 30 days suspended and 30 days to be served as in-home detention. Is that your understanding? Oh, Ms. Hutton is on this. Is your attorney with us, Ms. Hutton?
Yes, yes, I'm right here.
Okay. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you are represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
You are appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, sir.
Then as to municipal theft, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Okay, make a couple notes here. We will impose the 60 days. Suspend 30 of that. The other 30 can be served as in-home detention. You need to be hooked up on that by November 9th. If
Okay.
not, you need
Can
to
I
be
for that?
in my, pardon?
So I can
Yeah,
do it
you can do it.
before
ahead of-
that.
Say
Okay.
that again, please.
So I can do it before that day. I just have that till
Yeah.
that day. But okay.
Right. So if they're able to hook you up before that, great. If on the 9th you aren't hooked up, you need to be standing in my courtroom.
Okay.
Okay. And that'll be on the 9th at 1 o'clock. If you're not hooked up, be in my courtroom. Okay. Because
Okay.
we'll check with the provider and we'll send you all that information.
Okay.
And then, if there's something weird about it, they don't have enough units or something else, you let us know and we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
No contact with Walmart.
Yes, sir.
No further violations for a year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Hutton, anything further?
No, he's got a job, so I'm glad you agreed with the in-home detention, so that's good.
Great. Yeah, they'll let you go to work and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the deal. It sounds like you're turning the corner, making some good choices. So follow up with that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll send an email to you how to get this taken care of. I'm not imposing a fine because you're going to have to pay for the in-home detention. So get this done, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can log off.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Diana Rojas. Ma'am, please come forward. Your name? Thank you. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay, the city attorney says in your case, upon a plea of guilty to child restraint, which is a 0-point violation, that the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today? Has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea? Okay, then as to child restraint system, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Okay. Okay, your fine will be $30. There's a $20 court cost, $9 fuel service charge. $20 in court cost, 30% surcharge for a total of $68. Please go to the court clerk's window. We'll have some paperwork for you there today. Thank you. Rico Ponce. Rico Ponce, this is two cases.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay. Sir, this indicates that the city attorney would propose to dismiss case 92 EM 9286 upon a plea of guilty to trespass in EM 2758.
Yes.
He's going to suspend, or he wants the court to impose and suspend 15 days in jail. You're to have no contact with Walmart or 7-Eleven. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
Anybody promise you anything other than what we've just talked about in order to have you enter this plea today?
No. No, sir.
And you're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Then as to municipal trespass in case 2758, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea. Find it to be knowing and voluntary. Rico, how are things going for you?
Good. I'm supposed to be going back to community reach to go and do some
Good.
counseling. And then
Yeah.
I went to the social security place the other day, but the line was too
Good.
long, so I have to go back there to go try it again to go get my social.
Okay.
And then
Can you make an appointment with them?
yes, sir.
Try that so you're not running around back and forth. Try and make an appointment with them, okay?
All right. All right. Okay.
Sir, I'm not going to impose a fine or court costs because I understand you have some challenges. But
Yes, sir.
get back on track, okay? Get things moving ahead so you don't have to come and see us anymore. I mean, you can visit, but I don't want you coming back with any tickets. Fair enough?
All right. Thank you for not being mean, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll take it.
All right.
I try not to be. Thanks.
Yep. Is that it?
Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll send an email confirming all this.
Okay, thank you. Bye. How do you log out of this? Oh, leave.
There you go.
Luckily, we have a little interpreter.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Just a moment. I'm finishing up some paperwork. Okay. Okay, Jaden Dean. Hello, Jaden. How are you today? I'm hanging in there. Thank you. And sir, are you Dad? Your name? Thank you. So the city attorney says upon completion of 8 hours of community service and a pre-teen discovery class, which we wanted you to do before, but once you get that done, then you're in business. Now you did 5 hours of community service. Where did you do that? Okay. Good. Okay. And she needed some help and you helped her. Okay. So finish it up. Get us 3 more hours and we're in business. Has he signed up for the class? Great. Oh, okay. Well, I'm so glad that you're getting this taken care of. We're going to set it over. And as long as we have that paperwork in and the certificate that says it's done, then he doesn't have to come back. You don't either. They're nice people. They'll say they're going to send us the certificate. We never get those certificates. So bring it by or email it to us. Okay. Thank you. Jaden, have you learned anything? What's that? Yeah. And you know, it worries us when you're gone. We don't know what's going on. We get worried as adults. Your dad's taking time off work. He's coming here to take care of your stuff. And so what do you say to Dad? That's a good start. Okay, Jaden. We'll have some paperwork for you at the front window. Thanks so much. Yes.
And the attorney in the jury room for the. I forgot words. in
Okay.
custody.
Right. I think you've signed on 3 times.
I don't see it. Oh.
So go where it says parties. Go into that page that says party,
And this one, 'cause
the screen with the clerks,
I'm just going
and go to, yeah. If you're the host, you can delete yourself out. Muted. Okay, Douglas Niemstick.
Yes, Your Honor. That is,
Okay.
well, it's close. It's Nimsk.
Okay. Well, I tried. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Hey, and you've been very patient, sir. The city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, I have.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Then as to you're appearing by Zoom, do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes.
Okay. And then as to defective vehicle, 2 points, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Plead guilty.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Is there anything you want to tell me about this?
No, just the road I was on was it's pretty hazardous. Early in the morning, the sun comes down really low,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's staring you in the eyes. And I couldn't see the other vehicle, and I don't know if she saw me really. And
Anybody hurt?
No,
Oh,
Your
okay.
Honor. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the good news. Well, I'm going to ask that you drive carefully. It looks like you usually do. Your fine is $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159. We'll send you an email how to take care of that. Hey, did this Zoom work out for you?
Yes, it worked quite well, Your Honor.
Great. Okay. Well, kind of just checking in to see how it's going. Thanks. So we'll send you an email. You can hang up, and thanks for your time.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, you can log off. Good job. Okay, I'm waiting on some other paperwork. So I saw people in here. So when you're ready for me over there,
Okay,
I have to leave this to go there. So let me know.
okay. Well, adieu.
I'm waiting on some paperwork. Thank you. I can't do both. Apparently you can, but it won't let me
I know,
do
I was really nervous. I was like, how is this gonna work?
it. Yeah, it wouldn't let me.
Somehow.
Throws me out. Oh, these aren't custodies.
Those are fantastic.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You know, Chris, you got me like 30 forms for today. I've already gone through another like 30.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, we are on the record. Gabriel Osa Guevara. Gabriel.
Sorry, I had my mic muted.
Okay, there we go. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case, sir. Sir, the city attorney says in your case, upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case, would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Then you're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, do you want to tell me anything about what happened here?
I guess I just didn't look forward long enough. Should have been paying a lot more attention. Yeah.
Was there an accident?
Yes, there was.
Anybody hurt?
No.
Okay, well, that's the good news. Yeah, it looks like they kind of double bumped you on these charges, but it's down to the defective vehicle. Sir, your fine's $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $159. Sir, we'll send you an email to take care of that, and please drive carefully.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I just leave now.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Just have them sign out, pre-sign in.
How good?
Wasn't able to connect to anyone. Someone can sit down and then
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Ashley Delatorre.
Yeah,
Okay, this is CM 299109. The city attorney indicates that you've completed what was required in your case, so it'll be dismissed. That's a case that then is subject to being sealed, and so we will do that. Good for you for following up and getting it done.
thank you.
Okay, thanks. You can hang up. We'll send you an email confirming this, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We've got some people in here.
how that works.
Shock and
We're not. We're not fine. Are you? Are you ready for the judge?
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go over to that and then we're gonna have to pause whatever I'm doing because it makes me sign out.
Okay.
Nariman Saleh. Nariman Saleh, you have mute, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
You're appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes, sir.
And as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. What happened here?
I was behind the traffic and I tried to change the line, but that guy that was behind my blind spot, and my attention that goes to behind the other car, that's why I didn't see him.
So was there an accident?
Yes, there was accident.
Anybody hurt?
No, sir.
Okay, well, that's the good news.
Yes,
sir, please just drive carefully. We're having just an incredible amount of accidents. Your fine is $100. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $159. Sir, we'll send you an email how to take care of this. Please drive carefully.
I will. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let's see what else. Brian Rojas. Brian Rojas.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that you're all done. You've taken care of everything we needed to have. So good for you. We're going to send an email that confirms that's the case. You can log off. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Sir, we're going to have you up at the podium, but it'll be, oh, you're here for a trial. Be a couple minutes, but thanks.
So the case you're interested in for Mr. Monte, so when that case gets called.
Got Adam in my courtroom. You don't need him there.
You can sit in my chair. It's okay.
I have Adam on my screen.
Yeah, she's gonna enter.
Okay, well, I've got some other cases first. So.
No, there's a hole. So I was trying to see where the hole is. Okay, because I'm not mistaken, but I think this is the outside. I got it right.
Did you get promoted?
Yes, a big
Did you get demoted? Actually, I need you. I need.
Excuse me. Vincent Chalk. Vincent Chalk.
Yes, we're here. I'm his dad. We're here together. For some reason, he cannot hear.
Oh,
we've tried to
okay.
work on it. I'm
Well,
at
the city
work.
attorney's. Okay, city attorney says upon completion of 16 hours of community service and alcohol diversion, it's a Saturday class apparently, then that'll take care of this, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna set this over a couple cycles so that you have time to get it done. And sir, is that a destroyer behind you?
That is a frigate. That's the frigate I
Frigate.
served on when I was in the Navy.
Well, thank you for your service to our country, and
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
I
you.
mean that. And so is that a propeller behind your head, or is that, what
No,
is that?
that's the mast.
Oh, okay. Got it.
The mast with the radar and everything up there.
Fair enough. Okay, we're gonna get you a new date here. How about December 1st,
Perfect.
2 o'clock?
2 p.m.
If we have that paperwork in here that he's completed the class and the community service, and you're sure it's in the court file, you don't have to appear.
Okay.
Okay.
I will make sure I email all that in and I'll follow up before then as well.
And your son owes you an apology. I'd make him do it now, but he can't hear us. So work on that, will you, Dad?
I will.
Thanks so much. We'll send you an email that confirms all this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Chick Death Floyd? Chick Death Floyd, can you unmute, please? Chick Death Floyd?
There you go. I was trying to unmute. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. The city attorney says, upon a plea of guilty to theft, he'll dismiss the other charge in this case. He's recommending 15 days in jail, but he's proposing that the court suspend that 15 days as long as you have no further violations and no contact. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this?
Yes.
Anybody promise you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, I just need to make sure you weren't a minor. Then as to municipal theft, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Yeah, I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you want to tell me about this?
No, I was just trying to help my sister get school clothes. I know it was wrong to do,
Right.
but
And I understand that, but you just said it. You knew it was wrong, right? So there are other resources in the community, and I would encourage that you look into those so that you don't find yourself in this problem again. Where did this
Yes, sir.
occur? Was this at Walmart?
Walmart.
Yeah, so you're to have no contact with Walmart. And then, get this done, put it behind you, move ahead with your life.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll send you an email confirming all this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you. I wish you well.
Thanks. Bye. All right.
Okay. Okay, Antonio Bustamante. Antonio Bustamante, can you unmute, please?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sí, su señoría.
Is your mother with you?
Yes,
Su
sir.
madre está con usted. Sí, señor.
And ma'am, your name?
Su nombre, señora.
Sonia. Sonia Marufo.
Thank you. The city attorney says upon completion of 16 hours of community service and no further violations, this case would be dismissed.
Thank you so much.
El fiscal le ha impuesto 16 horas de comunidad, servicio comunitario, y si no hace otro tipo de infracciones, entonces este cargo puede ser sellado.
Oh, muchísimas gracias. Aprecio mucho.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate.
Okay, you are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this?
Usted ha sido representado por un abogado. ¿Usted ha tenido tiempo suficiente para pensar en esto?
Sí, estuve pensando, hablé con el niño y le dije que pues tenía que afrontar el problema, pero no agarré abogado, nomás estuvimos hablando yo y el niño.
Yes, he was thinking a lot and I was talking to him and I told him that he need to confront the mistake that he was doing.
Okay.
No, but I have it on my phone.
Then I'm ordering this. We're going to send you an email that gives you the date when it needs to be completed by. It can be done at any nonprofit or at a family member who's elderly or in need.
Le vamos a mandar un correo electrónico en donde va a aparecer la información de donde usted tiene que hacer este servicio comunitario. Tiene que ser en un lugar que sea sin fines de lucro.
We'll also tell you the new court date, okay?
Y también se le va a notificar el nuevo día en cuando se tiene que presentar.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Ok, muchísimas gracias, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You can hang up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Gracias.
Okay, Isaac Campbell.
The trash is talking about.
Thank you.
Counsel, your appearance. Thank you. Mr. Campbell, sir, it's the city attorney says it's his understanding you're going to be entering a plea of guilty to disorderly conduct. Upon a plea of guilty to that charge, he's asking the court to impose 15 days jail and suspend 15 days. Is that your understanding? No further contact with Walmart and no further violations of this matter for 1 year. Okay, are those things you can do?
Yes.
Okay, well, your attorney's done a good job getting this as a proposal. Counsel, anything you care to add?
I missed the court's recitation. It just is a 15-day suspended jail.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Then, sir, as to disorderly conduct, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Now, counsel.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell's 40 years old, does have a number of interests on his. The allegation in this case is simply that the swing don't have the witness that he allegedly swung the bat at. Mr.
Great.
He's seeking out the help of mental health professionals. With these very difficult.
Have you ever tried EMDR? Have you heard of that? Eye movement rapid desensitization. You might try when you get with Community Reach, ask them about EMDR. It's one thing that's shown some real success with that PTS. So, but obviously you'd be afraid if I had a bat. So don't do that. Okay, I'm not imposing a fine, but I am imposing costs. And please go to the court clerk's window and don't do this anymore. Thank you. In just a moment, let me pull up that case. There it is. And sir, you are Adam Richard Darnell?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. The procedure that will follow is that the people have the burden of proof to establish their case, and in doing so, they'll call any witnesses, put on testimony or exhibits that they believe necessary in order to prove their case. Each time a witness testifies, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions of that witness, cross-examine, and then we'll move on from there. At the conclusion of the people's case, then you'll have an opportunity, should you choose to do so, to testify, put on witnesses or evidence that you believe necessary to address the case. Now, you do have a right under the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution and Colorado Constitution not to testify in ways that might tend to or actually incriminate you. So whether or not you testify, that's entirely up to you. And city can't make you do it. I can't make you do it. That's up to you. When it comes to that point, I'll ask you about it again. Okay. Thank you. For the city.
Judge, I did give Mr. Darnell the trial guidelines. Can you just ask if you read through them?
That's a good idea. Sir, did you read through the guidelines we gave you for your trial today? Oh, any questions? Okay, very good. Very good. And the court notes there are two charges, animal attack and animal tag. Yes. The tag. Okay, thank you. That just narrows down what we need to talk about. Okay, thank you. Sir, please call your first witness.
Sure.
Okay. Ms. Chacon, please have a seat. This will be simultaneous translation, English to Spanish, Spanish to English. Thank you. Ma'am, please raise your right hand. You promise under penalty of perjury to tell the truth and the whole truth in the proceedings before this court. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you. Would you please state your full name for us and spell your last name? Where did you live on 21st, 2022? And is that Did anything happen to your dog on May 21st, 2022 at about noon? Okay, and that also was at 7511 Bright Boulevard, Adams County.
Boulevard in Adams County.
On May 21st, 2022.
Yes.
511 Brighton Boulevard. Okay. Tell the judge what happened that day with your dog, Toby, please.
Iba caminando por él y estaba haciendo pipí, cuando de repente creo que se deja de cuando tenía que agarrar un perro decía tu dog my dog out dog barking and when I was walking my dog was running and I saw another dog that was walking that seems like talking to him hey your dog
So, what kind of dog is you?
He was so that's it, just I imagine the environment.
Other house where the other dog was?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At some point, Toby was attacked by another dog. Judge, what you saw. Okay, was Toby on a leash?
Water and another one.
Okay. Behind the bed, there's a house where the dog came over, is that correct? Is the yard enclosed by a fence?
La yarda está encerrada totalmente.
Which side of the fence did Dobie get attacked on?
That belong to them, but to the side that face the apartment will be.
Was the attack on the defendant's property or outside of his property?
El ataque fue en la parte del
At any point did Dobie go through the hole in the fence onto their property?
en cualquier momento Dobie fue
That attacked Dobie, was it a big dog?
el perro que atacó a Dobie era un perro grande. Sí, bien.
And what happened to Dobie?
¿Qué le pasó? Lo agarró, con el puente, the only thing that I remember is that he was and I tried to pull the leash out, but the key took him.
Dobie away?
El otro perro se llevó a
Dog took Dobie?
usted sabe para dónde.
And the other dog from the property next door killed Dobie?
El otro perro de la otra propiedad mató a Dobie.
Dog reported it.
Usted está viendo al otro dueño.
Of the dog that attacked Dobie reported it.
Usted está viendo.
Can you point to for the judge where that person is sitting?
Usted no podría preguntar. ¿De dónde es?
Thank you. Sir, do you have any questions of this witness? Okay, thank you. Ma'am, you can retake your seat. Your next witness, sir. Please have that person come forward. Ma'am, please be seated. That's fine. Raise your right hand. Do you promise under penalty of perjury to tell the truth and the whole truth in the proceedings before this court? Okay, and you should be speaking to her. Okay, because she needs an interpreter. Okay, thank you. You can be seated. Counsel.
Thank you. Please state your name and your occupation.
was my main priority.
Officer on May 21st, 2022. On that particular date, did you respond to a dog attack at approximately 75?
I got there, Delia was, so I arrived to the apartment property. Delia was outside with Officer Kanuki and Officer. And they were talking first, but I noticed she was playing basically. With a leash and collar that was still attached to each other, laying on a post on one of the unit fences. So the fence where the leash is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's on the property of the. On the fence, property.
And was there any evidence that you observed?
Yes, there were paw prints, both a large and small dog, just outside of the defendant's property.
Okay. And subsequently, okay. Mr. Darnell.
Identification will be noted, subject to cross-examination.
All right, so is it fair to say you saw physical evidence that led you off of Mr. Darnell's property?
I would say. Yeah, at the property, it was muddy.
You did see big dog prints?
Yes.
And what kind of dog is this?
And I believe he told me it was an golden retriever mix. When I did see the dog, it did look like it's possibly mixed with a pit bull. And 95 pounds.
And what's the size of the Chihuahua?
The Chihuahua, I never saw the Chihuahua, but if I am, just based on my experience, animal control, I would say no bigger than maybe 15 to 20 pounds.
So the physical, you saw muddy paw prints, is that right?
Yes, I saw prints in the mud.
Okay, and near those muddy paw prints, which were outside of Mr. Darnell's property, right? You also saw a green leash.
Yes, that was
attached to a fence post,
correct.
which was also outside of Mr. Darnell's property.
Yeah.
And my understanding, when you looked at the muddy paw print, there were big dog prints and small dog prints.
That's correct.
All right. And then you went to talk to Mr. Darnell, right? And what did he tell you?
So Mr. Darnell explained to me that his dog Baxter was laying on the property. When I got there to talk to Mr. Darnell, Baxter was laying near the front of Mr. Darnell. And according to Mr. Darnell, that's where Baxter was when the victim dog, if you will, entered through a hole on the property, and then Baxter went.
All right, so Mr. Darnell did observe this event. And he did admit that Baxter did attack Cody.
Yes, you may.
All right, so I have 7 photographs, Your Honor, and I have shown you to Mr. Darnell. Since we don't have a projector or a screen. It's old school.
Very good. Yes, sir.
All right, so I want to show you a photograph. It's marked as Exhibit 1. Do you recognize the kind of photo? that a fair and accurate depiction of how the property looked on that particular day?
That is correct.
All right. I'm going to show you what's been marked as exhibit 2.
Okay.
What is that a photograph of?
So that's outside of the property and you see. Sure. I noticed the print on this area here. This is on the apartment property.
Okay. That doesn't help the judge very much. So there's a brown fence that looks like sort of chicken wire.
Correct.
And that fence is apartment complex.
Correct.
And then I feel like a utility thing and then a telephone. And then I guess to the right is a brown fence.
Yes,
And that's Mr. Darnell's property.
that's correct. For the chain.
Okay.
We're on one of these posts, so on the apartment property, not.
That's a fair and accurate depiction of how the scene looked that day.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm also going to show you what.
Okay.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the muddy paw prints were that day?
Correct.
Fence with the chicken wire, that's the apartment. So these muddy paw prints are outside of the apartment complex fence. Also outside Mr. Darnell's fence.
Okay. That's the chicken wire fence. There's the collar and the leash that belongs. The victim dog. After.
Things like that day.
That.
Okay, and then
As well as. The I did not see Toby, get off to on.
Judge, the city would move to introduce exhibits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7.
Sir, do you have any questions about whether the court should admit those photographs? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 are admitted. Thank you, sir.
When you got the backs, we don't write these tags.
That's correct.
And your report that you issued a ticket to Mr. Darnell.
Yeah.
From your report, he advised him sorry for Delia.
That is correct.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Thank you. Sir, any questions of this officer? Go ahead.
On the exhibit 3, that's shown. Exhibit 3, I believe, showing the conference. But I also have a picture that he didn't have.
Yes.
The cactus starts. It's not in the photo of exhibit 1.
Oh. Well, let's do this. first show it to council, the picture you have.
That's when the attack started there.
Okay, just a minute.
Um,
So,
For expediency purposes. Or doesn't mind, on the back of the first part, I'm just going to put defendant A. And B.
okay,
Defendant C, I think we have as a duplicate, but I'm not sure which one. Okay. Some of these are duplicative, but I'll call it defendant B.
okay,
C has no objection to their admission.
okay.
Would like to ask a question. We can give them to the judge, you can ask questions.
So the people have no objection. So do you have any questions of the witness and based on those pictures or any testimony you've heard today?
Yes, so my question is, are you saying that the first photo that you took, dog prints is outside of the area?
This is your picture, right?
She took the photo.
Okay, but it's one that, it's not 1 through 5. Okay, great, great.
I will say for, Mr. Darnell did tell me that day that it didn't start on his property. Entered to utilize the restroom, and then Baxter went after him while they were still on the property. On the couch. Yeah. Then yes, I do recall.
I'll print it out as a question of where it's.
Do you have any other questions? Okay, thank you. Redirect.
All right, so this is kind of. Defendant A is some pictures of some. And. To defend B. Other pets, right?
So this chicken wire ground fence is on the apartment complex property.
Okay. Which are A.
Correct.
Okay. Can you figure out in this photo? I see big paw prints. I don't see any little paw prints.
Hard to tell in this area of the corner of the picture in the bottom corner because it's so dark, like large and small.
On the other hand, it's a tiny dog, so. I got A and B, one of the- I don't have any other questions, Jim.
Thank you. Sir, do you have any questions based on council's questions? Oh, questions? Okay, questions end in a question mark. So what are you asking her? Good.
So I do require you ask me to take pictures on the inside and based on the photo, it does show, from what we can see, is just the larger front.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You may retake your seat for the city. Okay, please have that officer come forward. Please come to the witness stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you promise under penalty of perjury to tell the truth and the whole truth in the proceedings before this court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please be seated. Counsel? Yes.
You're part of this sponsored by the city, is that correct, on this day? And you take this photo, which has been marked as exhibit 6. Okay. Picture of Dopey, is that correct? And that's a fair and accurate picture.
Exhibit 6.
We did 1 through 5.
He is admitted. Thank you, sir.
So from your observations as an animal, did you form a opinion?
Yes. And I did.
Thank you. Any questions of this witness? Oh, sure. Thank you. You can retake your seat. Thank you. The city rests. That means the city has put on the evidence they believe necessary in order to establish our case. Now's the time for you to call witnesses, put on testimony, or exhibits that you may choose to do so. Sir, do you have any witnesses?
I have not.
Do you have any exhibits other than the ones you've already given us?
No, I just like to speak about.
Okay, now you have a right not to. You want to talk? Okay, raise your right hand. You promise under penalty of perjury to tell the truth and the whole truth in the proceedings before this court. Okay, sir, what do you want to tell me?
Please. Cannot have your animals. Take the wire and starts right there in these examples that they show you. My dog laying and on the exhibit. Allow the water to run somewhere else other than my yard. Walking 3 dogs at one time. The older dog, which is no real more aggressive, you know, kind of boss. Is what the photo would take in my office, and that's the reason why I asked. Inside my normally gets asked.
And so council, you can ask questions, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, Baxter is having.
Yeah.
I don't mind if the court asks questions. Okay, so the hole is at the bottom of the chain link fence? Yes.
Just where, you know, Mother Nature has just wore away the dirt.
Okay. At some point, you agree the dogs were off your property. So how did Baxter get out of your property?
They fought into the corner under the front.
So Baxter and I found Baxter also got through that 8-10 inch hole.
Yeah.
That's how big the gap is that.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
I apologize.
Okay. Okay. I have one question about the Exhibit A that you've presented. So you're saying the gap in the fence isn't between these fences, it's under this fence. Okay, thank you. Okay. Well, the court's heard the testimony and evidence presented to the court, and I'm prepared to rule. On or about the 12th day of May 2022, it's evident that the defendant was had her animal out, and that she may have had multiple animals out, but the testimony that I have heard is that her dog, Dobie, was on a leash, the victim dog, and that they were on an adjacent property right next door. There's some holes in the fencing. And Mr. Darnell has indicated that he observed that the dog, although it was on a leash, entered onto his property and was therefore attacked. And subsection, so let me get to the, so section 4/2010 of the Commerce City Municipal Code talks about animal attacks. And it says, under subsection D, it talks about exceptions. No violation of this section shall be found to have occurred solely based on the following: testimony of law enforcement, or the fact that the animal, and I'm looking at subsection, I believe 6, at the time of the behavior or attack against the person, a domestic animal, the person or domestic animal entered upon a fenced or enclosed portion of the premises upon which the alleged attacked animal was kept. So I see in the photographs, in part, that there's fencing on the Exhibit A provided by the defendant. But I also see in Exhibit 1 of the people that there's a very large area that's not fenced in front of the home. Right, right. But this area is not fenced, right? And so I'm finding that while there was fencing involved here, that the testimony is that from the victim's owner, Ms. Sanchez Chacon, that she observed that her animal was attacked by, starts with the B, Baxter, Mr. Darnell's animal. Mr. Darnell believes it and observed that, testified that he observed it started on his property, moved under the fence out into the adjacent property. And this provision of the statute says that it's no violation of this section shall be found to have occurred solely based on the fact that Dobie may have gone onto your property. But I'm finding that it precipitated or followed out into the public way that your animal came off of the property and concluded its attack there. So I'm finding that this was a dog attack. It was a dog attack, and I'm finding that people have met their burden. Now, the question always is, what do we do about it? So there's two parts to this. What is the value of Dobie? That's money. We can deal with money. And what do we do with Baxter? Now, what's the city's position regarding Baxter?
In general, we have no problem with that.
Okay.
We're
right.
And also, and actually, Mr. Darnell is a complete gentleman.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but we often enter restraining orders just to be sure.
Right.
So I would like to protect the border from this Sanchez to come.
Okay.
Just in case.
And we'll do that. But I want to tell everybody that this stops here. So fix your fence. Fix your fence. Well, I'm not saying it didn't, but when it followed it out into the public area, right? Can't have that. And as a result of the fight, the other animals did. Okay. That's where we are. So what is the value of this animal if we know, or do you want time on that? $150. So, sir, do you agree with that or disagree with that?
This is not that right.
Okay, so I'm going to ask that that the city provide some documentation to the court. Sir, you can review that documentation and we'll come up with an answer, okay? I'm ordering restitution. The amount will decide within 90 days. Now, Sir Baxter, you may have heard of the one bite rule, right? Nobody's asking that we be put down or put away or anything like that. But if he bites again, that's going to be a problem. Okay. Okay, and I get that, but we just need to be on our best about that. I'm entering a protection order. No, nobody's to annoy, harass, intimidate, retaliate against anybody, and you understand that. You wouldn't do that anyway. Okay, so, sir, do we want to set a restitution hearing date? Maybe we should do that. What's your schedule look like? Okay, since it's a restitution hearing, we will probably do it early. How about the 12th of November? 8:30? And if, oh, I'm sorry, that's a good point. No, it's not. How about the 16th? It's a Wednesday. 16 November? Okay, we'll do it at 8:30. So we have an interpreter here. Sir, they're going to get you some documentation. If you agree with that, let us know that. We don't have to mess with it. If you disagree with it, we'll have a short hearing to figure out what the number should be. But I want to acknowledge what council said, that you've been nothing but a gentleman and you were here today. And I acknowledge that. That just is where I found the facts ended up. And I wish you well. Okay. I'm not imposing a fine. There are some court costs associated with this. So if you go to the court clerk's window, we'll go from there, okay? Thank you for your courtesy. That concludes our hearing today.